Hey guys, Ksenia Pro here, and today we're doing a photo shoot with beautiful Ksenia. I wanted to show you how to do a maternity session with those flowy fabric effects. And it can be done on a budget, up to $10, or can be done on a bigger budget, because this dress they actually sell for like around $200. You can rent it for around $50 from a rental place. I'll give you all the links below. But I wanted to show you how to create that beautiful effect without actually using a fan, because a lot of people are asking me, like, do you have like a gigantic fan in your studio? And my studio is tiny, like look at that. So we don't have a lot of space, but I make it look bigger in the pictures. So this is the main dress, and this is a chiffon train that creates that flowy effect. So what I usually do is just wrap it around and tight. If you want to make it look pretty, you can tie a bow, or you can just tuck it. There's actually an opening in the train, so you can just tuck it in there. And it's going to create a beautiful flowy effect. Before every shoot, even if you don't have an assistant, usually my clients come either with a husband or sister or some family friend who can help during the session, because you have to have somebody who's going to toss the train, and I usually explain how it's done, and we're going to shoot until we get the results that we want. You're going to hold one side a little bit higher than the other. You're going to toss it with both hands, and if you can give me like this kind of effect, that will look good on camera, because I want to fill that space behind her with a flowy fabric. So I usually ask whoever's helping me during the shoot to hold their left hand a little bit higher than the right one, if it's the same position here now. And you're just gonna toss it, and the person who's tossing the train has to step as far back and just kind of get glued to the wall so I can Photoshop them out. If you have a bigger space, or for example you have like a door you can step out, sometimes I use that so they can just toss the train and step back so they're not showing in the picture. Okay, so let's get to the shoot. Make sure that most of the effect stays like within the backdrop. I know this is too long, but so it doesn't go out too much. Okay. You want to toss. All right, ready guys? Let me focus. And 3, 2, 1, toss. Beautiful. What if you try? Sometimes I do this. You can toss just one side, and the bottom will just follow it. And just give me as much, like you can squat and bring it up in the air. Yeah, like that. Okay, this is good. But because it's longer than the space that you are in, you can hold it like right here. See, it's like closer to her. And you can just do this. Ready guys? 3, 2, 1, drop. Beautiful. And today, because we're shooting in a tight space, I use my 24 to 70mm Canon lens on 24mm most of the time, because I want to get as wide shot as possible. And we use an extra light because I have daylight in my studio, but today's a little bit dull. And I'm using a small speed light inside this gigantic parabolic umbrella with a diffuser, and it gives me a very soft but at the same time directional light. Most of the time I shoot with very soft, even lighting, but for these type of shots we're going to create some dramatic effects as well. Ready? 3, 2, 1, drop. Beautiful. So more of like a sudden move, so it's a little bit, so it goes a little bit higher. See, this is pretty, but I don't want your arms up. I want to, actually, you can do the same thing. Just lift your hands a little, even like lower, like over here. So just like drop and sudden move with the hand down, okay? I'm not sure to catch it. Ready? 3, 2, 1, drop. Beautiful. Oh, that was so pretty. Okay, let me do one more like that. Maybe you'll be looking down, so you know how you're tossing it and you're looking at the fabric. Very good. Ready? 3, 2, 1, drop. Beautiful. Oh my god, that was gorgeous. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, bring in more than, yeah. Okay, 3, 2, 1, drop. Perfect, open it a little bit more. So my assistant's gonna be sitting right on the floor, right over here. So come maybe like over here. I'm trying to get like low wave here. Corinne's gonna be holding the pose, you don't have to do much. We're just gonna figure out the fabric. You see how pretty it is when we just let some air inside. Okay, and I'm gonna change from a lower angle. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm right on the floor as well. So we're done with this look and we're gonna change into the white dress. It's gonna reveal her stomach a little bit and we're gonna add some extra fabric that I just have laying out in my house. It's like a white chiffon fabric that I usually use for the shoots and it's very cheap to get from like Walmart for maybe like $10, maybe less than that. But it looks dramatic in the pictures on a budget. So Karina, how did you like the whole flowy effect and everything?
I love the dress and it feels like I'm
gorgeous. A princess playing with it, right? Okay, so let's move on to the white dress and I'm gonna show you how you do the similar effect on a budget. This is the white dress that she had from her previous maternity session. This is the baby number 2, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna, you know, jazz it up a little bit. So I have this piece of fabric that I bought years ago and I still keep using it. It's still good enough. So it's not as long as the other train that we use, but it's actually perfect for my studio because my studio is on the smaller side. You don't even have to stitch it to the dress or anything. I usually just tuck it in the back of her bra or in the back of the dress. Or if we do more of a tail effect, we can just stick it into her underwear or belt, whatever you have. So what we're gonna do, you can also tie it around something. I'm just gonna stick it because we're probably not going to show the back anyways. So just stick it deep enough that it stays. Can you take one step forward a little bit? Yeah, a little bit more. So I'm just going to demonstrate it. So now this is like a train on a budget. Again, we can create the same effect here. If you toss it up, it's just going to fly up. You can actually add, if you want to buy 2 pieces of fabric of the same size, you can add another one and just toss both of them at the same time. That's going to create a different effect. But for this one, we're just going to use one fabric. And then if I need to open it in Photoshop to make it more dramatic and bigger, I can always do that. Ready, guys? 3, 2, 1, drop. Beautiful. Okay, you need to open it a little bit more. And if this shows in the pictures, you can always Photoshop it a little bit, or you can just like move it back. Let me move it back a little bit. Ready? 3, 2, 1, beautiful! Love it! 1, 2, 3, drop. Beautiful. Okay, we got that. So I'm actually shooting at 3.2 arbitrary or f-stop just because I want to keep as much natural light as humanly possible without making it too blurry. And at the same time, we can keep both face and the fabric in focus. So the flash is at 1/16 of a power because I don't want to overheat my flash. And at the same time, I want a quicker recharge time, so I'm not using it at full power, but at the same time, 1/16 of a power is just enough for me to blend it with natural light that we have in the room. And the shutter speed is 400 because I'm using the high-speed sync with my flash, so I'm be able to use that. But if you don't have a high-speed sync, you can lower the shutter speed to like 1/16 of a second and still get beautiful results. If you shoot at 160 or like 200 shutter speed, the bottom of the dress, if you drop the fabric a little bit too fast, it may be a little bit blurry. But actually, I don't mind that in some of my pictures because it creates that, you know, the effect of moving fabric as well. And some of the shots actually add a little bit more motion blur to the pictures, so it actually accentuates that movement. Now what we're gonna do, she's gonna be right in the middle, come back a little bit more, don't flash anybody. She's gonna be facing straight in the middle. And we're gonna do composite shots that looks like a butterfly effect. So we're gonna toss, we only have one piece of fabric, right? So we're just gonna toss it on one side first, and then we're gonna do it on the other side. And then in Photoshop, it just combine the two pictures together. So the trick here is to keep your camera angle and your model pose as steady as possible. If you want, you can use a tripod, but I don't like using tripod because it slows me down. So just stay in the same position and tell the model to hold the pose while my assistant walks around her and tosses it on the other side. Okay? So let's try that. So you're gonna stay here and just imagine it's like a wing, like a butterfly wing. Okay, so bring your knee in, because this way we're not gonna see your underwear as much. You okay? And make sure your client wears nude underwear or whatever matches their skin tone, so it's not so obvious. Okay, maybe chin a little bit higher. 3, 2, 1, drop. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, now walk around on the other side. Keep the pose, Ksenia. Maybe let's talk with the hands. Ready? 1, 2, 3, drop. Beautiful. A little bit higher, so it's not as far out, but closer to her. Okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, drop. Beautiful. Perfect. I love this back job. It's called Thunder Gray because it's just dark enough without being too black. And all the colors of the clothes that you use, they just pop against this back job. And all the skin tones look with this back job fantastically. So I love this one. I'll drop a link below. Okay, let's do a different pose but the same concept. It's very symmetrical. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, this is good actually. Stay there, chin a little lower. Yeah, they're beautiful. Perfect. Walk around to the other side. Keep the pose. Ready? 3, 2, 1, drop. That was perfect. In my studio, I keep a body lotion. You can use anything, but I really like Jergens because it's very light. But you can also use like cocoa butter, things like that. Even like olive oil is gonna work just to do the shiny effect. High fives, everybody. Good job. So if you'd like to see more videos like that of me sharing my behind the scenes of the photo shoots and just my experience in general, please subscribe to my channel, drop me a comment below if you have any questions, and follow me on Instagram at Ksenia Pro Photo. Alright guys, it's a wrap! Yay! Awesome! Bye-bye, see you in the next one.